first worked on this project actually last year with David at Nowra during my final year of study there, and David decided that it was a really appropriate piece for LeBoit to do for the opening of their 2014 season. So he asked me to come back and reimagine Cosi for the space here. My creative process always starts with a lot of research. So for Cosi, because it's period, I did a lot of visual research through magazines and family photos in terms of costume and character. And once we decided to have the set and the theatre within a certain period, I did a lot of visual research into Art Deco and Elizabethan and Edwardian theatres and what the details were. My favourite elements of the design would have to be the little details in both the set and costume that really help give a sense of the period. In terms of the set, it's things like the Art Deco shelf-foot lights or the 1960s fireside kerosene heater that sits on the wall. And in terms of the costumes, it's little things like the cut of a dress or the 1960s rain bonnet that someone wears coming in from the rain to cover their massive hairdo. So this is the character of Cherry in Act 2, and this character is played by Amy Ingram. So Cherry's a character who's been inside institutions for most of her life, so her sense of fashion is still kind of in the 60s, whereas we're set in the 1970s. So she's very much of the 60s period, kind of going for the baby doll look, and in this costume she's just come in from the rain. So we've got our vintage 60s raincoat / jacket, which wouldn't be complete without your spotted 60s bonnet to cover your bouffant. And then this costumes and layers, so it's like muted pastel colours with the 60s dress, the cardigan, the big buttons, really trying to make her feel quite dated in terms of when the play's set and where she references from as a character. This is the character of Nick, played by Anthony Standish. This costume and character require really quick change between this character and two of the other characters that Anthony plays. So when designing this costume, a lot of things that I had to consider were: how can this costume go under other costumes? How can this costume go over other costumes? And we've had to modify things like a Velcro fly to get the pants on and off really easily, elastic in the shoes. And this character, Nick, and another character, Justin, Anthony plays, have about 5 seconds between them when they come on and off. So they're exactly the same costume from the waist down, but hopefully no one will notice. Really want to achieve a sense of transformation in both the space and the characters, and that's really one of the central ideas of the design, that it goes from something quite still and dead and desaturated into a space and a play full of life and movement and colour.